Yo, what is up, guys? And we are back for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And I imagine most of you have checked the game by now. Actually, at the time of recording of this video, Gohan drops, I believe, in like 15 minutes or something. I guess maybe I could have waited a little bit longer, but this is not a summoning video. This video is meant for the free-to-play player and Z-Whale. So as you can see here, this is for the whales, right? So a great chance to get the Super Dragon Stone 6. Unfortunately, you have to buy it, so that is the one kind of bummer about it. But this one, however, you get for free, the God Dragon Stone 11. So this is the 11th rendition of the God Dragon Stone. Really nice. So yeah, there we go. And then these are some of the characters. What I want to do in this video, oh baby, please. What I want to do in this video is discuss my own personal opinion on who you should get with each unit, or excuse me, with each stone. So go over the units just a little bit, very, very briefly, right? So, okay, let's start with the whales, right? Let's go ahead and get this one out of the way. So you kind of see the character list here, right? This is the blue Dragon Stone. Now, this is limited to, well, mostly Dokkan Fest exclusives, but obviously you can see quite a few little EZA units and such. So these are all very, very good units. Now, this guy, dude. This guy, it's not going to show his information even if I hit the growth tab, because remember, he EZAs. This guy is unbelievable. This guy is incredible. I would dare say this guy is underrated, this Super Saiyan Trunks future. When he gets his Spirit Sword, when he Dokkan Awakens, man, he is like one of the most consistent nuking units in terms of offense and defense and orb changing that I have ever seen. So it really helps when you are a nuking unit and you change orbs. So kind of one disadvantage to running Tech SS3 Broly is he is not an orb changer. That's a real bummer. So you're essentially relying either on RNG with the placement of the orbs, or you're relying on a different unit. So this guy is his own orb changer, and he is ridiculously powerful. I need to grind him to full length level 10. He's really, really good. I would highly recommend getting him. Again, this is all also just so to be noted, right? This is all going to be relative to your box, right? So you could very well have that guy rainbowed, but maybe for some reason you don't have one single copy of, you know, Super Vegito. So let's keep going just down the line. This guy, I would say, is pretty good. This Fusion Zamasu. After his EZA, he is a Realm of Gods. Well, he's a hard hitter, but he's also a support unit. He's a Big Bad Bosses unit. He's providing defense to Extreme Class Realm of Gods. I would say that he is a very good unit. I wouldn't say he is a must-own unit, though. I think he is going to be hard replaced, possibly even in the 6th year anniversary. I think we'll get a standalone LR Fusion Zamasu at some point. But he is really good on that extreme rendition of Realm of Gods if you like running that Agile Zamasu. This guy's a pretty good unit. So moving on, Agile Super Vegito. This guy was under a lot, and still continues to this day to be under a lot of scrutiny. Now, Super Vegito, he had an EZA. When you directly compare it to Fizz Vegito Blue, it's not good. Like, I can't say that it's not good, but in comparison to Fizz Vegito Blue gets his attack and defense unconditional, and then he greatly raises attack and defense on Super. This guy doesn't get anything close to that. Now, the cool thing about this guy is he does have 80% damage reduction on normals, but he has to get hit first to activate his attack and defense. So he is good. And he is, to be honest with you, if you are struggling with Extreme Super Battle Road, the Super AGL, this guy's a must-own. So if you don't have one singular copy of this guy, this is the one right here, because Super AGL is going to give you the hardest time. And this guy is basically a must-run. Like, he's a must-have for that stage with that 80% damage reduction. Those enemies just do way too much damage on normals for you to not have this guy. So this guy, to be honest with you, even though his EZA was a little bit disappointing, he's probably my #1 choice. So if you don't have this guy, or you don't have this guy rainbowed, he would be my first choice. But let's keep going. Because again, you might have that guy rainbowed, and you might not, and you might be missing some of these other units. Now this guy here, I would wager at full length level 10, he's pretty impressive, but he's one of these EZAs that as the months and the years have gone on, becomes less and less impressive. He can hit like a Mack truck. The only problem is he only gets defense for some dumb reason with his 11 key super or less, and when you run him on the fusion team, it is literally impossible to get him an 11 key super because he has fused fighter. What does he have? He has fused fighter and over and flash. So he's getting, more than likely on that team, he's getting both of those links, except unless you link him up with the actual leader, right? The fusion leader, the Fizz Gogeta, the 3-year LR. That's the only way he doesn't get 11. So he's going to start with 11 key, right? After a double leader skill and then after his key links. So it's quite literally impossible on that fusion team to get him anything less than a 12 key super, which is just a bummer, right? It's stupid. And then heaven forbid you have any support on rotation providing you key. It's just GG's, right? So this guy, yeah, he can hit really, really hard, but he's just, in most situations, he's not going to have defense. So anyway, moving on, I would not recommend choosing him, again, unless you do not have one single copy. Now, surprisingly, this guy also would be on my list of units to get, but, you know, Extreme Int is quite strong, particularly after this crossover campaign celebration we just had. We just got the Supreme, not the Supreme Kai, but we just got the Thickness Toa, right? Demon Thickness Toa. So she's a really, really good option to run on there, so you might start to run out of spaces for Extreme Int units. But remember that this guy is still one of the best healers in the game, for sure. He greatly lowers attack and defense as well. He can heal you, like if he gets the deciding blow, like for, let's just say, a stage of Super Battle Road, he will also heal you then. He's really, really good. He's really solid. I'd say he's one of these units that's pretty underrated, in my opinion. I actually really like this unit. I do need to grind his links at some point. So moving on. Now this guy's interesting as well. Omega Shenron is also going to be one of my top choices, for sure. Remember that this guy actually is on another category now. He is on the Power Absorption category, if we look here. Yeah, Power Absorption and Inhuman Deeds. Now, Inhuman Deeds, interestingly enough, they do not have a 170% leader. But when they do get one, he's a must-run on that team. Because remember, he's providing, again, it's not going to show it here, but he is providing 40% attack and then 2 key. And he also provides this crazy, crazy effect of all enemies minus 40% attack. It makes him an absolute Super Battle Road killer. This guy is a must-run on the full power team. That's basically where you can run him. So all full power, all of that, his support type passive only occurs for full power allies. So that's basically the only place you can run him, either on the movie Broly team, the Fizz Broly team, or on the tech full power Saiyan 4 Goku team, right? So this guy would definitely be a top choice of mine. And then also he's gonna, you know, suit you very well for Extreme Super Battle Road. Again, probably a must run on Extreme Super Battle Road. If you're trying to beat it for the first time, you definitely want this guy. So this movie Broly, this legendary Super Saiyan Broly, he's really solid. He's definitely solid. He's going to do you really, really well in the long event, so he infinitely stacks attack and defense. The one thing with him is you definitely have to just run him in the second slot. He is not a unit that you want to run in the first slot. He gets all attack and defense on his super attack, so that makes him incredibly vulnerable if you're getting attacked in the first slot. So if you run him in the second slot, he's completely just peachy keen, right? And he also does build up a chance to crit. Really, really solid, right? But I wouldn't say he's a top choice. But if you haven't beaten the Legendary Goku event with movie bosses or something like that, he might be a solid choice for you as well. This guy has fallen off a bit, I would say, this Super Saiyan Blue Goku, even though he's clearly Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, right? They didn't label him as such. He's really fallen off, unfortunately. You know, when I first started making content on Dokkan, this guy was dropping on the JP side of the game, and he was busted, right? He was crazy strong, particularly on that 9th turn. He gets a guaranteed crit. There's the Agl Blue Goku that just dropped on JP. Hard replaced this guy. You're not really going to run him on that Reps Universe 7 team unless you have no one else. There's a bunch of other units I'd rather run, including like the newly Dokkan Awakened Skinny Buu, the Fit Buu. That guy's ridiculous. You're not really going to run him on Goku's family, Bond Master and Disciple. Like, maybe you run him if you want a good linking partner with the STR Blue Kaioken Goku, they make a pretty good linking partner. He does have a good link set as well, but I would say overall this guy's a hard pass. I mean, he's solid for sure. He's good. He's good. And he does, infinitely stack attack as well. He's good. But I would definitely say he's a skip, right? Now, Tech Golden Frieza, another one of these must-haves. For, like, Extreme Tech, Extreme Super Battle Road, this guy, like, you have to run him, basically. You're going to have a hell of a time. You know, shout out to anyone. I believe DBZ Blaze has a run with no Tech Golden Frieza on Extreme Super Battle Road. You know, kudos. Because this guy's a must-run on that team. 80% damage reduction when your HP is 50% or higher. Really, really good. I mean, there's not really much else you need to know beyond that. He does get an attack buff when you're below that 50% threshold. And he can hit decently hard, but mostly he's just, you know, a really, really good tank. So moving on, though, again, we should probably hurry this video along a little bit. I'll spend a little less time. This guy's solid as well. I actually think this guy's another underrated Easy A. This guy is essentially the super class version of Tech Merge Zamasu. Now, Blue Vegeta does have quite a few cards in the game. This guy is definitely amongst one of them. I would say that this guy, it's between this guy and then the Tech Awakened version of Blue Vegeta, probably vying for that top spot. This guy's a lot more cut out for like Super Battle Road. He does lower attack and defense on extreme class enemies. He's, again, a Realm of Gods, super class support type buff. He's really good, dude. I really like him. He does greatly raise attack and defense for 3 turns. Again, just really solid, right? I really like this unit. If you don't have him, he could definitely be a good asset to you. Run him alongside Int God Goku. Dude, get out of town. Like, that's a really, really potent combo right there. Str Cell, again, another unit that's just solid, right? So he does infinitely stack, I believe, attack and defense. He's good, right? And again, he's a Cell unit, so he got a big-time buff from the link leveling update. He's on 1,000 teams, so that does bode pretty well for him. A big bad bosses unit. You know, he's good. He's definitely solid for sure. I like Cell, although I wouldn't call him a must-run. An underrated part of his passive is he does lower enemy attack. I think it's 2 or more enemies. So that is a really, really solid thing to keep in mind as well if you are trying to beat Extreme STR for the first time. So Fizz Goku Black, another unit, especially on the global side of the game, where he's actually straight up better. He provides 3 key to extreme class allies, and he also just has higher stats here on global. He's really, really good, particularly when you're up against a Goku's family enemy. This guy's nuts. I actually really like this guy. Again, if you are struggling with Extreme Fizz, I would definitely recommend this guy. Definitely, definitely. So we're kind of getting down to it now. So now we're getting into these units that are kind of, I don't want to call them fodder or not useful or anything. Like this guy in particular is crazy. Dude, he is crazy after his Easy A. He gets to like, on the Legendary Goku event, dude, he gets to like 700k defense. He is ridiculously strong. So you pair him with his, 18 counterpart right here. They're very good. But they do kind of get lost in the sauce a little bit. Just like, where really are you going to run them? They don't really have room on the androids teams. There's so many other units you're going to be running, usually. Again, unless you are trying to get, challenge runs on the Legendary Goku event or something. Probably those 2 are skips, along with these 2 Gotenks. This guy Seals, like, he's solid. This guy's actually, I would probably consider pretty underrated. He's really good for Super Battle Road. He's a support unit when you're up against 2 or more enemies. He's good. He's got a chance to stun as well. Pretty solid. These guys I would also call pretty underrated, these Golden Friezas. In a lot of circumstances, man, this guy is better than the Tech version. Now, the Tech version is going to hit harder. But remember, this guy has 90% damage reduction, dude, so he's really good. And his threshold is 40% HP or less, so he's going to be better defensively, but not quite as strong offensively. And he does stack attack as well, so it just can be solid, right? This guy infinitely stacks defense, so again, if you're looking for like a movie boss's challenge run, or if you still haven't gotten your 5 stones from that Legendary Goku event mission, he's going to be good. He is actually a Target Goku support unit, so he can be good on that Target Goku team. Or just straight up on Extreme Super Battle Road, you get him next to Int LR Cell. That's really good combo right there. And then you've got this guy, the last guy. Remember, this guy Dokkan awakens into this guy. This guy post EZA is really strong. Really, really strong. He's hitting for like a 3 million attack stat. He does have damage reduction when you have 80% HP or more. This guy's really good as well. So again, I know that this video, we're gonna hurry this video along for sure. And then here's the Elder Kai. Again, if you have literally every unit rainbow, just pick up an Elder Kai, right? Or save it for the collector value. So let's go to the redstone. I actually can use this redstone. Now, the number one choice easily, Int Janemba, still relevant in today's meta. It just goes to show that, like, you know, when this guy came out, he was easily the best TUR in the game. Like, maybe even the best unit in the game. Like, he was ridiculously powerful. He still is ridiculously powerful. He can almost hit a 5 million attack stat. And he guards, dude. Like, that guard ability is always going to make him useful. He's really, really strong. Really good. So he is easily number 1. This guy, easily number 2. Str Gogeta, still a really, really solid unit. You pair him next to the Agl Gogeta, they are just a fierce, fierce combo. Again, really, really good on that Movie Heroes team. He does need Rainbow Orbs, but he is super effective against all types. He does have only 6 links, that's another thing. But dude, he's, again, on that fusion team, you might start to run out of room. There are some pretty crazy fusion units these days, but you can still find room for him. He's really good. he's really good. Unfortunately, I think he was probably replaced by Int Janemba, or not Int Janemba, Int Gogeta. Int Gogeta is ridiculous, but this guy is still a top choice. This guy's fallen off a bit. His passive expires. That's kind of the problem with him. He's one of the very first EZAs. He's solid, I guess. He just loses all of his attack, you know, after, I believe it's, what, 7 or 9 turns or something like that. He loses his attack buff. He can still be pretty strong defensively, but I would say overall this guy's a skip. Now, Tech Cell. Tech Cell is interesting. Tech Cell can heal you. Tech Cell is very reliant on the Rainbow Orb. It gives him extra ki, and it gives him a little bit more... Well, he gets attack and defense per orb, but he does get extra ki per Rainbow Orb. So overall, this guy is pretty good, honestly. Full link level 10, I bet this guy's a badass, but I would say he's probably not a top choice, but if you don't have him, he could be a solid choice. Int Ultimate Gohan. Now, interestingly enough, I think I only have 1 dupe in this guy. He's just not relevant in today's meta. He does super attack at 9 ki, like, he's good, but he's not really super relevant. I mean, his links are kind of sus. They're not really all that good. I mean, I guess they're all right. He does at least have Kamehameha. He is going to have Fierce Battle, but overall, I would just say not to get this guy. Again, this guy, I think he might be the literal first EZA, right? This guy's a hard skip. Unless you have literally 0 options for the World Tournament, this guy's a hard skip. I wouldn't even worry about him. This guy, a Big Bad Bosses unit, man, and this guy could be good. I would like to get him up to full link level 10 at some point. I don't know. I just haven't got around to it yet. I do want to eventually get all Big Bad Bosses units, all Dokkan Fest exclusive units up to full link level 10, but it is a grind, right? Tech Beerus, pretty good. He's still pretty good. He can still hit ridiculously hard. Overall, I would say he's a skip. This guy's very interesting. This guy is basically like Superman. He does not take damage unless you're trying to run him in the Legendary Goku event. His passive does run out after 10 turns. So he has 80% damage reduction for 10 turns, and he does have a high chance to stun. That's basically all you need to know about him. He does get a big attack buff if he attacks an enemy that is already stunned. This guy's a must run on the Super Saiyan 3 team if you are frequently running the Super Saiyan 3 team. But I would say on all these other teams, he's not a must run by any means. There's a lot of other solid options at this point. Although he's probably pretty good on that Vegeta's family team as well. I mean, he's good on all the teams, right? He's got that high damage reduction. But overall, I mean, if you don't have 1 copy, he can definitely be useful in Super Battle Road. But again, I would say he'd be a solid choice as well. Just that damage reduction, dude, is really hard to be mimicked, right? So let's keep going. Fizz Kid Buu. Definitely, oh, here we go. Fizz Kid Buu. Definitely got better after the link leveling update. He's just overall a really, really busted support unit, right? At his peak, when you have 80% HP or more, He's 3 key and 50% attack and 30% defense. Like, that's absurd, right? 50% attack. But overall, like, he got pretty well replaced. I mean, they do serve different purposes. I guess I can't say he got completely replaced by Int Kid Buu after his EZA, but basically he did, right? Unless you are running, like, unless you're using him for showcase purposes or something, really trying to maximize one particular unit, he's by no means a must-own anymore. He's really not. I wouldn't worry about getting him, but if you don't have one copy, I suppose he could be useful. And then you start to get down to some of these other units, man. Like, I would not bother with any single one. Like, this guy's pretty good if you don't have the tech. Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, the one that transforms. He's pretty good, I would say. This Beerus, I mean, if you're frequently running worthy rivals, I suppose. But basically 99 times out of 100, you want to run Dokkan Fest Beerus, excuse me. This guy's solid against Majin Buu Saga. If you have not, if you have not beaten that Majin Buu Saga Super Battle Road, this guy's really good. This guy's pretty solid too, but he's been replaced several times now. He's just a Super Saiyan Goku, right? And I would imagine he will get replaced in the future, but basically Spirit Bomb Absorbed Goku replaced this guy very, very hard, but he's still pretty good. I mean, he does have at his best, he's got a 70% chance to crit and a 70% chance to stun, which is really good. Definitely useful for Super Battle Road. This guy is a very strong support unit. Honestly, if you don't have one copy of that guy, he's pretty damn good after his EZA. This is one I have at full link level 10. So this guy is for sure a solid choice. Solid choice. Y'all already know my top 2 choices, but that guy is definitely, he's up there. He's within my top 5 choices, probably. Fusion 13, don't worry about. Nova Shinron, decent, but when are you running Shadow Dragons? You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about the Family Kamehameha units. These guys, I mean, you probably have them already. This guy, and then, of course, the Trunks. They're decent support units, but I would definitely not get them. Definitely not. Here we go. Now, these are interesting options. Kale will definitely be useful to you on Extreme Super Battle Road if you don't have a copy of her. So she does have damage reduction, which is really good. If you guys know at this point, if you stack a damage reduction item on top of a unit that has damage reduction, you add them together. So if you stack, so with her 60% damage reduction, you slap on an Icarus item, all of a sudden she's got 95% damage reduction. I mean, you're going to have no problem beating Extreme Super Battle Road, especially if you put her on that Exploding Rage team next to Beerus. Like, dude, well, not next to him specifically, but on the same team. Like, dude, I mean, you got some really, really good units on that team, right? The only problem is she's one of these units that can triple super as well. She's really good, honestly. Like, she's solid. She kind of got boned by getting this Berserker link, but I do, of course, understand why she has it. She could actually get that with Beerus. But Agl Caulifla also going to be pretty useful to you in Extreme Super Battle Road, or just regular Super Battle Road, right? If you're still, struggling with the category stages. She's going to be really good on Extreme or Super AGL in Extreme Super Battle Road. She's got like a crazy chance to dodge. She can evade enemy super attacks and counter. She can be super effective against all types when she's next to a unit whose name includes Kale. So that would include LR, Kale, and Caulifla, of course. So again, in Super AGL, she's going to be a really, really solid choice. You get her next to LR, Kale, and Caulifla, she could be a solid choice. So I would say my top 5 would probably be Kale, Caulifla. Not in any order, right? Kale, Caulifla, the Steely Hatred Metal Cooler, and then, of course, my number 1 and number 2 by a mile are Int Janemba and then Str Gogeta. And then, just to reiterate, the Blue Stone, I would say that this guy is it. If you don't have one copy, it's Super Vegito. So if you don't have one copy, it's easily Super Vegito, but there are a lot of other solid options. He's number 1, probably STR Omega being number 2. But guys, and Tech Golden Frieza. Actually, Tech Golden Frieza is probably number 2. Omega Shenron probably coming in at a close 3rd place. But guys, let me know who you chose for both of your stones, or at the very least for your red stone, because everyone gets their red stone for free, right? But that is the video, guys. To be honest with you, I need to kind of assess who I need for my red stone. I really need to assess who I have. So Slap a like if you enjoyed this video, let me know who you picked up with your stones. Of course, subscribe if you're new, let me know your summoning results, and I will catch all of you in the next one. Later.